Hello everyone and welcome back to Florida Tips for Brits, or welcome if you're finding me for the first time. Today I've got a little bit of a different video for you because we're not going to be talking about anything in particular except for what's going on in my world at the moment, and that is that I have booked kind of a last minute trip to Florida. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a little bit, you might be thinking this is a little bit different for you. This is not the type of video you usually make. You usually make tips and tricks types videos or informational videos. I do, but I put a little poll up on the channel a week or two back now, asking folks if they would like to see a vlog of my upcoming trip, and 100% of people who answered the poll said that they'd like to see a vlog. So we're making this video now, just announcing to you guys what my plans are for my upcoming trip, and to let those who are interested in seeing the vlog know what to expect when the vlogs start coming out over the next few weeks. Now, I should say this trip is going to be, I was going to call it a solo trip, but that's not quite true. I am actually traveling, it's just going to be myself and my eldest daughter. So that may come across a little bit unusual, but just because of work commitments and school commitments that everybody else has, they couldn't make it. And this, I got a really good bargain, and I went to my wife and said, this is really cheap. And she was just like, just go, take Ava, that's my eldest daughter. You two go, you can go, and just have a good time. So that's how this came about. Just doing that thing where you go through the computer of an evening and you just start looking. You know, does anybody else do this, where you just start scrolling for like deals on hotels that you've just really at this point got no intention of traveling whatsoever, and then you start seeing some deals and you start thinking, maybe I could just sneak another trip in. So yeah, that's what happened with that. So yeah, it's just going to be me and my eldest daughter Ava. Now, details of the trip: we are going to be flying with Virgin Atlantic direct from Manchester Airport to Orlando International Airport. So, you know, you've probably seen that trip a million times, but you know, we'll do our best to try and cover that for you. And accommodation wise, we're going to be doing something a little bit different for us. We've done it before, but in recent years we've tended to stay in villas because my parents had a villa. They've actually sold their villa now, so I've got to find somewhere else to kind of lay my hat. And this time we've decided that we are going to stay at all Disney resorts basically. So we're staying at Disney's Coronado Springs resort, and we're going to be staying there for 7 nights, and then we're going to be staying for 3 nights at the Swan Hotel, which is in the Epcot resort area. So that's not actually a Disney hotel, but it's a Disney Good Neighbor hotel, and you still get all the Disney goodies. So that's it as far as accommodation. And the thing that's really unusual for me this time is I've decided not to hire a car. We are going to be relying entirely on Disney transportation and maybe the occasional kind of Uber, Lyft, minivan, something like that. But generally speaking, we don't plan to go anywhere else, so we are just going to be doing Disney this trip. We've both got 14-day Disney tickets, which we got from Florida Tix, by the way, if anybody's wondering. Use Florida Tix quite a bit, they're pretty good. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Not sponsored or anything like that, but they had really good prices on the 14-day Magic tickets, so we picked up a couple of those. And yeah, we just plan to go for 10 nights, just do Disney, stay in the Disney bubble the whole time, and just really make the most of it. Now, the reason I did decide to split the stay between Coronado Springs and Swan Hotel is because Coronado Springs in particular, the reason I chose it was it had a fantastic offer on direct through Disney, huge discount off that hotel. So that was really, really good, quite a lot of money off. They were basically running promotions where they were giving like different amounts of, as a percentage, different amounts of money off which hotel. And Coronado Springs, although it's classed as a moderate resort, was the only resort that they were actually giving the same discount as a deluxe resort on. So it was a moderate resort with deluxe resort levels of discount, which equals an absolute bargain. So we've got 7 days at Coronado Springs. And the reason I split it and went to the Swan for the last 3 days is to take advantage of the extended evening opening. So for those of you who don't know, if you stay on site at Disney, whichever hotel you stay at, you get into the parks 30 minutes early basically. So you get to go, you have to show your reservation, but you can basically go and get on rides and stuff 30 minutes before Joe Public, who aren't staying at Disney. But If you're a fancy pants and you're staying at a deluxe resort, so Animal Kingdom Lodge, Contemporary Wilderness Lodge, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, things like that, then there are others. I know that's not all of them, but any of the deluxe resorts, then you also get access to something called extended evening openings, or extended evening opening hours, I think is the full name, not sure. Don't quote me on that, but basically, on select nights of the week, Mondays and Wednesdays basically, you get to stay in the theme parks for 2 hours after everybody else is basically asked to leave. So for example, I think on a Monday, again, I'll have to check my itinerary, but on a Monday, it's Epcot, you get an extra 2 hours in, and on a Wednesday, it's Magic Kingdom, you get an extra 2 hours in. Now, just be aware that, I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, that depending on when you're going throughout the Halloween season, the Wednesday Magic Kingdom extended evening opening hours is moving to be a Hollywood Studios extended evening opening hours, because obviously they run Halloween parties sometimes on a Wednesday and stuff like that. So just bear that in mind. So yeah, basically I decided to use some ninja hotel booking skills to get the maximum amount of discount and the maximum amount of benefits. So basically my last 3 nights are a Monday, Tuesday and a Wednesday, and we travel home on a Thursday, which means that although I only booked the Swan for 3 nights, we get 2 extended evening opening hours, which I think is just an incredible benefit. Now, I do want to say I've never stayed in either of these resorts before. I've never stayed at Coronado Springs. Looks lovely. Looking forward to it. But I've never stayed there before, and I've never stayed at the Swan or Dolphin Hotel. Now, the Swan and Dolphin, I mentioned it earlier, are not actually Disney hotels. They're, I think the Swan, I think the company that owns them all is Marriott, but I think the Dolphin is actually a Sheraton and the Swan is a Westin, but they're all part of like Marriott's group. So you'll hear people sometimes, including myself, say that they're actually Marriott hotels, which is not technically incorrect. But it'll be interesting to see how it stacks up against a Disney moderate resort, because price-wise, the Swan and Dolphin and the Coronado Springs Hotel, they're pretty similar in price, but you do get those extended evening opening hours at the Swan and Dolphin, whereas you don't with Coronado Springs. But I think Coronado Springs, the theming looks better, and I'll just be really interested to see how things play out. So there you have it, that's my quick trip announcement, just bringing you guys all up to speed. Stay tuned for the vlogs, they're hopefully going to be coming on the channel quite soon. In the meantime, other videos will still continue to trickle out, because hopefully before I've gone, I will have had a chance to film some stuff. And just be aware that although the podcast hasn't been around for the last couple of weeks, the podcast is also coming back very, very soon. It's just with this trip going on and other work commitments and stuff, me and my wife haven't quite been able to get ourselves together and make that happen. So anybody who's interested in catching the podcast, don't worry, it'll be back really, really soon. We are going to be putting quite a few bits and pieces on our Instagram account and our Facebook page as well. So if that's your jam, then maybe check us out there too. Other than that, we'll see you in the vlogs.